Hello and welcome back to Oversky Deck Spotlight. This time we're going to take a look at RaiZo's Yellow Tempo, which got in third place in the Aurora Open recently, so a very high performing deck in competitive Faeria. So if you're looking for a deck to climb the ladder with, looking for a way to punish greedier decks like green blue ramp or maybe green yellow sacrifice, this is the perfect deck for that. And Yellow Tempo has traditionally always been a very strong deck in Faeria, and it's quite cool because you get a lot of mobility tricks, you have a lot of powerful cheap forwards, and you get the very strong Manta Rider in your arsenal. So let's get into some matches, we'll play through some games and see how this deck performs. Alright guys, first match. Let's see how this deck performs, and this is like the best card you can get in your opening hand. Outland Ranger is fantastic, especially on the Explore as well. So what I can do is I can go like this. I get to reduce the cost of my Colossus with the Explore, and I get a Campfire to further reduce that Colossus. And the reason I've done the desert into neutral is because this desert could be a good spot for Manta Rider in the future. So say I take control of this side, I want to start pushing a Manta Rider to the right hand side. I can start it off here instead of here. So a central desert is pretty decent for that. Also, it makes it really clean for Manta Rider if it's summoned here to flash Wind Around or Origin Fanatic, you know, using those mobility tricks to make sure you can zip around the board. It's going to be a Wood Elemental, so this could be mono green, this could be ramp. I feel this deck does pretty well against ramp. Do I play around a spider? I don't think so. I think I should. Just in case. You never know. There could be a spider. Deepwood Stalker coming down, taking care of my ranger. Not what I'm interested in right now. The great thing about this deck as well, it only takes 3 deserts to get the entire deck online. That turns on the Last Nightmare, and it also turns on the Manta Rider. So I can like double neutral now if I want. And then I have the option to take an aggressive desert for my Shaitan demons. And then this is going to give me a straight dash path for my Colossus. So that's another thing to consider as well. If you're playing Yellow Tempo, you want that dash path. You want to be sure that your Colossus can come from here and go straight up. So I'm going to play an Outland Ranger behind. If this one gets spidered, I'd be pretty sad as well, but I feel like I should keep my Campfire. I don't know, actually, we should remain consistent, right? We're playing around Deepwood Stalker. We should continue to do that. So this could be a lake. So it is going to be some ramp variant, and the 5 forest acceleration tells me it's probably going to be Faeria Golems. I think the Faeria Golems are going to be coming down soon or in the future, and I have Last Nightmare waiting for it, which is quite nice. And I can take desert here, dash maybe onto this forest with the Colossus next turn. That could work out really nice. Oh, Wood Elemental. Oh, going aggressive here, so doesn't even care about me getting this. And there we have it. So we're now on this forest. The unfortunate thing is whales are now a problem. I could use the Last Nightmare depending on where the whale spawns. So if the whale comes down here, I Nightmare it. And then I have a 7/7 in this region, which could be quite handy just to clean up some of these collectors and just apply pressure to this side of the board. Now this deck only runs 2 Colossus. In the past, Yellow Tempo used to run 3, but with Manta Rider now, I don't feel like you need to, so I think it's a good shout by RaiZo to drop one of them in favor of other cards. There's like a Tech Emperor's Command in here, which could be useful if we're going against Rush, you know, a bit of sustain, or could use it as a piece of removal. It does reduce the cost of this Windstorm Colossus as well, so some pretty cool choices by RaiZo when building this deck. Now the clock is ticking. It's probably going to be a lake. Or maybe a lake here. Looks like a decision on where to put the land is taking some time. That's to a lake. Maybe a frog tosser. Maybe a whale. It's going to be a whale. Yeah, so I'm going to probably just nightmare this. And this is where I guess it's where the campfires would have benefited me, because I wouldn't have had to nightmare this. I could, like, just build lands, and then I could have used Wind Soldier, Campfire, Soul Drain to clear it, and I would still be able to keep my nightmare for those Faeria golems in the future. But, you know, I think nightmare is going to be the play here. Now I have a 7/7 on this side that can apply pressure. It could just get swallowed again, which would be really sad. We'll see what happens. And you see the double neutral coming across. That's the lock in this land. So once I'm sat on this land, it's very difficult to defend with creatures because I have land control in this region. Yep, another sky whale. Feels bad. I still get to push 4 damage this turn. This might move here. So I'm going to have to use a double Wind Soldier. Get my my 7/7 back. Now I have my 7/7 here. I can replace this with a Manta Rider. An Elderwood Embrace comes down and finishes this off. It's a little unfortunate, but the Manta Rider will be able to clear it up. And I'd have like a 2/2 remaining, which would be pretty good. That's 2 whales dealt with. That's actually pretty good for me now, because there's 1 whale left. I have a nightmare left, which is good. I also have a couple of soul drains. I have another Wind Soldier, another Outland Ranger to give me a campfire. So I do have ways to answer another whale if one was to come down in the future. It's just a Faeria golems that might be a bit of a problem. I'll have to see. I would really like a mobility card going into the next turn, because then I can use mobility to move this across and just kill the willow. It's going to be a lake. Fugoro. Now I'd really like a Kaleem's Training and a Flash Wind. And now I'm asking for a lot. I'm asking for 2 very specific draws, but that would allow me to fly here, move up, and then kill the Fugoro, kill this, and then my 4/3 continues. So there's one piece of the puzzle, at least. Let's take draw. Alright, we're in business, guys. What's really good about this as well, it's because I drew Flash Wind and not Fanatic. I'm actually able to just play a Manta Rider down. So I now have an 8/4, a 4/1, and a 5/3. So 1 Sky Whale is not going to be enough here. If Frog Tosser comes down, it's going to kill the Frog Tosser. There'll be a 2/2 frog probably developed on that lake. But I have the Soul Drain ready for it, so I'm able to check it with the Soul Drain, which is really good. And then I can just push 9 damage and go from there. Maybe hopefully pick up a Shaitan Demon as well to continue the pressure. Yep, there's the Frog Tosser. Into the willow on the side. Okay. Where's this wood elemental going? It's coming back to defend. Another manta rider. I might not even bother soul draining now. I might just clear this with the manta rider and push 4. Wind soldier. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just do this. Because even if the willow clears the manta rider now, I have a way to finish it off with the 2/2. If the willow decides to clear my outland ranger, I have a wind soldier to finish that off as well. Or I can just use my 5/3 manta rider. I think the only real issue I could come across now is the Faeria golem just coming down right in the middle there of the manta riders and the willow. Because like Faeria golem is big. It's a big creature. I don't have a nightmare. I'm kind of hoping nothing comes down. Maybe a frog tosser? Kill my outland ranger? Oh my goodness, another sky whale. Ugh. It's the saddest thing. I really should move into double collection. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because this is going to finish off my little manta and I can soul drain. And I'm going to play the demon down here. Try and get my rider back. So I have one manta rider left. I have 2 demons. I have 1 colossus left. 1 nightmare. 2 token sands as well on top of that. I might just run away with my manta rider. But I was expecting a frog tosser there. So there's a leaping fugu. Now he's just deciding, does he clear my demon? Yeah, gonna clear it. So I can get my manta rider back at least. Right, so Manta Rider needs to come down. If I put it here, this jumps over, clears it, and the 2-2 finishes it off. Then I can use the Wind Soldier to finish this off, but don't have a lot of pressure. That's my problem. If I play it here, I'm out of reach. And then if the Fugu clears this instead... So yeah, I think this is the best spot because the Fugu might decide then, actually I'm just going to clear this because it's, you know, it's guaranteed and then these two have to trade in. But then I can use the Wind Soldier in order to finish this off. And then I keep a full Manta Rider, then I have 2 Manta Riders on board. If I'd played it in a more aggressive position, like I said, the Wood Elemental would have been able to finish the Manta Rider off fully, while I would still be able to clear the Fugu with the Wind Soldier. I'd have an Outland Ranger instead of a Manta Rider. Now, worst case scenario is the Fugu does clear the Manta Rider, then Frog tosses the 2-2. That could happen. I expected this to happen, to be honest. Now, the Wood Elemental could make life quite awkward for me if it was to move onto the green tile. 14 Faeria. Well, at least there's no Sky Whales left, right? What can you do with 14 Faeria and 8 cards in hand? Some of that needs to be land ramp. Some of them have to be water elementals, I would imagine. Maybe even earthcrafts, wood elementals. So there's going to be a bit of... so this is where the Faeria Golems are going to come down, leaping Fugus. So I'm just going to get overpowered in this late game now. And like I said, just making things awkward. I can use Fanatic to collect off this well. I could go this side instead, and then use the Wind Soldier in this position. I mean, I could just clear the Faeria Golem at this point with these two. A little sad though. Because of this Leaping Fugu, it just has a lot of coverage in this position. I'm gonna take a draw. How about Flash Wind? Okay. I really don't know at this point. I guess I can try and race. Just get value. I mean, the problem I have now is I've killed all the Sky Whales, great, but now I have to deal with another Leaping Fugu, 2 more Faeria Golems, and 2 more Frog Tosses, probably. So I'm in a position now where my opponent's probably just going to overwhelm me with these bulky 5-attack creatures. So what I need to do is try and race, and I think that was the best way to do it. I kill 2 taunts, I keep both my Manta Riders alive on 1 life. Meaning even if the Leaping Fugu wants to kill one, I'm still going to get my 2-2, maybe even push some damage, and then I'm probably just going to have to bank on drawing maybe another Colossus. Oh wow, going back and collecting, not taking the damage there. Okay. That's really interesting. So I guess my opponent's run out of gas a little bit, unless he's just going for a Frog Tosser line. Maybe it's just a Willow, just another taunt. Tosser. Kill that guy. Alright, let's take a draw. Choking Sands. Maybe we just ignore all this. Currently quad collecting going on. I think I choke in Sands this, cleared this, and cleared this. Or maybe I just push 5 and let this collect. I think so. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some damage in this turn. But we're just taking control of the left side again. Okay, we still have 2 demons, we still have a Colossus left. We have tons of Khalim's trainings and stuff. And a mobility. Is that just gonna be another Frog Tosser? Yeah, so that's the last Frog Tosser. How many Wind Soldiers do we have? Do we have 1 Wind Soldier left? I'm not sure. Okay, gonna feed a frog there to play a water elemental. Interesting. Shaitan Demon. Really what I want at this point. Maybe I desert and Shaitan in the wells, because I need to draw a Soul Drain to clear this first. Unless I draw Soul Drain now and like an aggressive demon. Drew Colossus. Huh. I think I should just throw this demon to the slaughter. Can I afford to do that? That's the question. No, maybe I pass here. Maybe I just look for an opportunity to sneak a Colossus in a good position. So I could maybe, if I pick one of a Wind Soldier or Soul Drain, I can maybe clear one of the sides here. And then sneak Colossus in on this. I think that's the ideal thing. I want to. See, this has so much reach, though. That's the problem. If I can draw, let's say I can draw a Wind Soldier, or maybe even Soul Drain, one or the other. I might not have a Soul Drain left, though. It's hard to keep track. This game's actually gone on really long, which isn't good for yellow tempo. I wanna finish this game off fast if I can. Just using my life as a resource right now while I try and get a strategy together to finish off this match. Not going for collection. Okay. Alright, collecting with this guy, but what's this doing? Where is this going? Where are you going, Water Elemental? They go in the middle. It looks of it. Into another firing golem. As to be expected, so I'm on a two turn clock here. I pick up Choking Sands. Now I don't have any deserts in any good position, so this is really bad for me. But I could choke. So like choke in here. If I could choke in here and desert and then dash my Colossus into this position, I'd be okay. But It's not really an option right now. So I'm going to draw for some form of removal. I don't find it. So maybe I look for mobility as my option here to win the game. I have 2 flash winds and a fanatic left. So maybe there's a mobility line that I can take if I set up the Colossus here, because I take 10 next turn, so I only have a turn left. So I need to do something. So I can use the Choking Sand to get rid of this if I need to. So I actually only need 1 mobility card, as long as no taunts come down. So I can Choking Sands this into Kaleem's Training, Flash Wind or Fanatic, zip zip, boom. If anything comes down here though, it's a little bit more awkward because then I have 2 problems. I have to move around. However, if I draw, let's say I draw a flash, let me say I draw my 2 flash winds, so a Fanatic Flash Wind. I might just be able to move around it anyway. So feeds the 1 Golem to gain an extra card, gain loads of Faeria. Not something I can really avoid at this point. We saw a feed the forest on a Willow, and we saw a feed the forest on the Frog, so there's going to be 1 left. So if feed the forest has in these 2 bottom cards, I'd be in a better position. Might just move this here now, which means I could go here. I could go here, up here, here. No, what's that going to be? Oh, I didn't even pick up the mobility. That sucks. Alright guys, how do I do this? Training. Up here. Come on, give me that mobility. It's not fair. I can't even block this. I needed mobility. I needed something. You know, just... No, actually, I used 2 Flash Winds, didn't I? Was it 2 Flash Winds? Yeah, I have 1 Flash Wind and 1 Fanatic, so I don't have 2. Correct myself there. Kaleem's Training. No mobility. I can Nightmare this. Doesn't really do anything. I can Kaleem's Training, Outland Ranger, Campfire, put this down to 1. That doesn't do anything. Just don't think there's an option here to win, unfortunately. Cause I didn't have the mobility, right? So yeah, so that is the game over. Feels kind of bad there. I don't know, like, it's very hard to beat this deck once it got set up. Maybe there were some decisions in the early game I could have made, which could have given me a better chance to finish off my opponent, but the double Sky Whale so early on was just so oppressive. There was just nothing I couldn't continue to apply pressure unless I ignored the Sky Whales. Maybe that's what I had to do instead, just ignore the Sky Whales and just keep going in. But yeah, that is going to be the first match. It was a pretty long one. Let's get into another. Alright guys, going up into another game. I'm actually against Mayhem. Very talented player. See how this works out for me. This is actually a pretty good hand. I have a turn 2 play followed by a Manta Rider. That feels pretty good. Let's say hello to good friend Mayhem here. Two-time monthly cup champion, if you did not know. So Mayhem is definitely a tough opponent for me. So yeah, we're gonna see what he's playing. It looks like some form of green-yellow sacrifice. Start things off. Maybe it could be just mono green. Who knows? But this kind of indicates to me some form of sacrifice list. Into a desert, into a village elder. So yeah, this is going to be green yellow sacrifice. I'm just going to take all my deserts now and get this set up so I can start moving off to the left hand side. So I can fight at the wells on the right hand side, then use the Manta Riders in a way to combat things over here. But the mobility is actually really nice because if I don't want to collect this turn, if I find an opening to kill the Bone Collector, I can like move here, mobility across to this position, and then take care of the Bone Collector. So that's probably going to be Soul Eaters, or it's going to be Soul Eaters or Skyax. It's going to be a Skyak. So we do have an opportunity now to finish off. Yeah, we can finish off the Bone Collector with the mobility using the Fanatic. Just double neutral. Could even Wind Soldier the Skyak, so it's harder for the Village Elder to clear the Manta Rider. It does mean we have to push the Demon to double collection. It's a little dangerous, but I think I'm happy to do that right now. Do this first. Always do that first, guys. Make sure that Bone Collector doesn't gain any power-ups. I would have still been able to kill it, but obviously I'd have one life left, and this Village Elder would be able to finish off my Manta Rider. And I'm looking now to apply a lot of pressure. I don't want Green Yellow Sacrifice and give them the opportunity to set up, get land down, gain a lot of Faeria. I want to be putting a lot of pressure early on and trying to win the game as quickly as possible, much like the last game, which didn't work out for me because I did go into a late game in the end. And we're seeing the Village Elder just going for cycle here. Goes for the desert. Into the old Manta Rider. Okay. So yeah, we need to get this demon in a better position soon. So double Manta Rider now. Again, just making life very awkward for my opponent. I have a Choking Sands for any taunters that come down as well. I'm gonna switch the Fanatic. Unless I need to push damage, the Fanatic's probably gonna switch into my double collection. And we're gonna start walking this demon up very slowly. He's already done 6 damage to me. Make that 8 following the next turn. There is going to be a clear on this rider. What's the follow-up? Maybe it's... No, it can't be a Soul Eater yet. We're 1 land away from the Soul Eater. So it's just going to be some Skyax. Okay. Oh, I have some healing, so that helps out. Let's jump this across. Let's take another desert. Let's get into another demon. And then let's start beating my opponent up. Just trying to push as much damage as possible. Make sure my opponent is constantly defending and doesn't get any breathing room. Because even now in this position, the Manta Rider can't be full cleared, so the 2-2 goes into my 2-2, the Yak goes into my Manta Rider. I currently still have 7 damage going to the orb next turn. Might just be a Soul Eater. So Campfire is lethal for me. Oh, no it's not. I tell a lie. So double damage from these now. It's going to be a bit of a problem. Push 5, move this back in. I can heal, but I take double damage again. Oh, leave me on 1 at least. Let's take a draw. Might just pick up a Nightmare, which is a little easier. Yeah, let's choke in this. Let's just make things awkward. Oh no, I think I die now. I don't think I was... No, it makes no difference. I still died to mobility anyway. Because he could just run this into it, mobility across, hit me, then the demons finish me off. So it makes no difference. But choking it actually just makes it a bit more awkward for Mayhem to clear all this. Which is my goal right now. Is it going to be Skyaxe? Sad times. Actually just works out because I run the Manta Ride into this. I hit for 5, I jump over, and I finish off my opponent. So Skyaxe isn't even enough at this point. Yep, so that's going to be it. Gonna hop over here. And there we go. And that's going to be it. So that is a win under the belt, especially after that really long game. And this is what you're trying to do. Just apply a relentless pressure to make sure your opponent can't stabilize, can't get going, can't do things that they want. And then you can use these very cheap, aggressive creatures to finish off your opponent. Alright guys, another game going against Zaraka. Zaraka, very good player as well. Looks like I'm getting all the good players today in this run. Currently 1 apiece. So hopefully we can make this a win and go 2-1. We'll have to see. It's going to be a lake. Now Blue Jump has returned in recent times. It's become a bit more popular. I did a Blue Jump deck spotlight not so long ago. Big fan of the archetype, as you guys have known. I bang on about it, how much I love Blue Jump. And it looks like it could be some form of Blue Jump variant, and my opponent is going down the opposite side. So now, I'm hoping I draw some mobility. I don't like playing demons as collectors. It's dangerous. It wasn't too bad against Green Yellow Sacrifice because it's a slow deck. But against something like Blue Jump, a bit dangerous, like I said. Now Outland Ranger would be a really good pickup for me because I could use Campfire plus a Wind Soldier in order to clear the Archon if it does come down for double collection. I'm kind of hoping I pick up a Kaleem's Training so I can just drop a Kaleem's Training on this and zip up. If I don't, I might have to double neutral to take an aggressive desert here as quickly as possible so I can get another demon going in and then use this one as a defender against this Archon. It's going to be a mountain, so it could be a slower variant after saying all that. Okay, so we're still going to go for the double neutral. We are going to move this back, and then we're going to slap the Manta Rider down here to double collect. We'll see what we can do with this demon, see if this Archon decides to come down. But Kaleem's Training, very powerful card in this list. Just making like these guys be able to fly as 6/4s. Gives them a lot of mobility. If you combine that with Flash Winds and Fanatics and stuff like that, you can really get into some dangerous positions where you can push damage to your opponent's orb, or alternatively, you can get around the board and make sure you can take care of those Faeria harvesters. But this does take its toll over the long term. Maybe that's why the Emperor's Command is in, just being able to collect with the demons and get a bit of sustain. later on. That can help. This is actually looking to come back. Interesting. So Zaraka really trying to figure out what's next. Goes for a Windfall. Bumping up to 14 Faeria. One more card of 7 cost plus will increase this into a 6/6. Which actually would be really handy for Zaraka right now. Goes for collection. Divine Guardian. This deck looks familiar. Ogre Dance. To Ogre Battler. So protecting the Archon in a couple of ways. One by using the taunt so I can't just fly over. But also by using this to increase its power into a 6/6, which is pretty handy, all things considered. So these are going to be a bit annoying. Now I wonder if I actually play another demon at this point. I think it's fine actually. I think I just move to the middle, collect desert, and play a demon. I mean, I even could push face damage this turn if I want. So I'm going to ignore these and kill them through my lethal hit. So I can kill them both at the same time. There's no point trying to kill both of them individually. I might as well just push damage and be aggressive, and then clear them through the ability going off, preventing that lethal damage. And I'll kill both of them at the same time, and then I can maybe find a lethal that way. If there was just one of them, I guess I could have killed it. But I'm not chasing these around. These will die once I hit this orb enough times. So what's the follow-up? That's for a mountain. It's going to shimmy them along. Oh, excellent. So I can get rid of this now, which is a little dangerous to be fair. And this is going to move here, clear my Manta Rider for the taunt. It's going to be left on a reasonable amount of life, to be fair. So I can hit Wind Soldier clear, move across. Move a hit. I have to figure out how we sort out this problem. I actually just want Soul Drain. Soul Drain's just a little better for me at this point. Or maybe I don't even bother. Maybe I just hit and wait. We're gonna get a draw. Can't Meteor. That's for certain. Or maybe I do Desert. Maybe I clear this and then I get a Colossus in this position. Yeah, that's probably a bit better. And then I can push a lot of damage. So yeah. Bop. Crunch. Crunch. Colossus. This plays around potential Hellfire. Double Hellfire is probably going to kill me, but There's only one, you know, the Colossus could soak enough to make sure that I don't die. Gonna dance, gonna bargain. All the bargains into a surrender. So yeah, if you can get that pressure going, it's much better. You can just even the demons, like, they did a lot of damage to me, much like against my other opponent, which is Mayhem. But because I was able to, you know, keep pushing forward, keep applying pressure, it didn't really matter. My life was a resource because my opponent was never going to be able to finish me off. So yeah, that is Yellow Tempo in a nutshell. The long games you can still win. You know, the first match was a bit difficult, but I think I could have won if I had the right cards available to me. But yeah, that is going to conclude this episode of Deck Spotlight. So there we have it. RaiZo's Yellow Tempo looks like a very strong deck, especially if you're looking to punish some greedier decks on the ladder. If you run into a lot of blue-green ramp, maybe those green-yellow sacrifices as well, or those Gemshell Tortoise decks, this could be a great way to punish those lists. It can also fend for itself against some of the other popular archetypes like Red Combat. Yellow Rush is a bit sad. The Shaitan Demons don't really help out in that matchup, but you can't win every matchup with a deck. But Yellow Tempo, still a very strong choice if you're looking to get to God this season. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. If you haven't seen it already, check out this week's Journey into Pandora, where I draft a green-yellow deck, and you can see how I performed. So until next time, guys, take care, and enjoy RaiZo's Yellow Tempo.